Football fans around the world are once again talking about FIFA after another major controversy. This time, Morocco has officially filed a complaint, reigniting debate over refereeing decisions, VAR, and the governing body's handling of football's biggest competitions. What exactly happened? Why has Morocco taken this step? And could this complaint have any real impact? Or is it simply about making their voice heard on the world stage? Stay with us, because we're breaking down the full story, the official statements, the background behind the controversy, the reaction from across the football world, and what could happen next. Morocco's remarkable rise over the past few years has transformed them into one of world football's most respected national teams. Their historic run to the 2022 FIFA World Cup semifinals made them the first African and Arab nation ever to reach that stage of the competition. Since then, expectations surrounding the Atlas Lions have only continued to grow, with stars like Achraf Hakimi, Sofiane Amrabat, Hakim Ziyech, Youssef Enesiri, and a new generation of talented players. Morocco has established itself as a genuine force capable of competing with football's traditional powers. However, alongside their impressive performances has come growing frustration over several controversial refereeing decisions in major international tournaments. That frustration has now reached another level. According to official announcements from the Royal Moroccan Football Federation, Morocco has submitted a formal complaint to FIFA regarding what it believes were serious issues affecting the integrity of a major international match. The federation argues that key decisions failed to protect the fairness of the competition and deserves an official review. This is why the story has attracted so much global attention. To understand why Morocco feels so strongly, we need to revisit the background. One of the biggest moments came during the 2022 FIFA World Cup semi-final against France. Morocco entered that match carrying the hopes of an entire continent. They had already eliminated Belgium, Spain, and Portugal, while conceding just one own goal before facing the defending world champions. France eventually won the match 2-0 thanks to goals from Theo Hernandez and Randal Kolo Muani. But the final score was only part of the story. Following the match, Morocco believed they had been denied two legitimate penalty appeals. One involved Sofiane Boufal during the first half, while another concerned Salim Amala in the second half. Neither incident resulted in a penalty, and Morocco were particularly surprised that the video assistant referee did not intervene. Shortly after the match, the Royal Moroccan Football Federation announced that it had officially contacted FIFA to challenge those refereeing decisions. In its statement, the federation said it had requested a review of what it described as two indisputable penalty incidents and expressed astonishment that VAR did not intervene. That complaint became one of the biggest talking points following the World Cup. Fast forward, and Morocco has once again demonstrated that it is prepared to pursue official channels whenever it believes sporting regulations or the integrity of competition have been compromised. In another high-profile case, the Royal Moroccan Football Federation announced that it would pursue legal action through both CAF and FIFA following controversial events surrounding the Africa Cup of Nations final. According to the federation, its complaint focused on events that it believed disrupted the normal course of the match, including an extended interruption after a late VAR decision. The federation maintains that such incidents deserve formal investigation rather than simply being forgotten after the final whistle. From Morocco's perspective, these complaints are not necessarily about changing results after matches have finished. Instead, the federation argues they are about accountability, consistency, and ensuring that future tournaments are decided fairly. Naturally, FIFA has established disciplinary and review procedures for official complaints. Filing a complaint does not automatically mean sanctions will follow or that results will be overturned. Instead, governing bodies evaluate the evidence before determining whether any further action is required. That distinction is important. Some headlines have suggested that Morocco's actions represent a nightmare for FIFA. While the complaints certainly increase pressure on football's governing bodies to demonstrate transparency, There is currently no verified indication that FIFA has agreed with Morocco's claims or intends to alter any match outcomes. What makes this story significant is the broader conversation it creates. Modern football relies heavily on VAR to reduce human error. Supporters were promised that technology would eliminate the biggest refereeing controversies. Yet almost every major tournament still produces debates over subjective decisions. When should VAR intervene? What qualifies as a clear and obvious error? Why are some incidents reviewed, while others appear to receive little attention? Morocco's complaints have once again brought these questions into the spotlight. From a tactical standpoint, controversial decisions can completely alter matches. A penalty awarded, or not awarded, changes momentum. Teams adjust their pressing intensity. Managers make different substitutions. Players take greater risks. The psychological effect alone can be enormous. At the highest level of international football, where margins are incredibly small, one refereeing decision can influence an entire tournament. That is precisely why federations are increasingly willing to challenge controversial incidents through official legal and disciplinary channels. Another important aspect is Morocco's growing influence within world football. This is no longer viewed as an underdog nation, simply happy to participate. Morocco now expects to compete for trophies. Its federation has invested heavily in football infrastructure, youth development, coaching, and international competitiveness. As a result, officials are becoming more vocal whenever they believe their national team has been treated unfairly. Many observers see this as evidence of a federation determined to defend its players and its sporting interests. Others believe repeated complaints risk creating unnecessary tension with football authorities. Football analysts have offered different perspectives. Some argue that federations have every right to file official complaints whenever they believe regulations have not been properly applied. They point out that transparency ultimately strengthens confidence in refereeing systems. Others believe that while controversial decisions are frustrating, football has always included subjective interpretation, and governing bodies cannot revisit every disputed incident after matches conclude. The discussion has therefore expanded beyond Morocco itself. Instead, it has become part of a larger debate surrounding officiating standards across international football. Fans have been equally divided. Many Moroccan supporters praised the federation for refusing to remain silent. On social media, numerous fans argued that national associations should actively defend their teams whenever serious controversies arise. Others questioned whether official complaints can realistically change anything once tournaments have progressed. Neutral supporters have also expressed mixed opinions. Some sympathize with Morocco's concerns regarding consistency in refereeing. Others believe that controversial decisions affect almost every nation at some stage, making them an unfortunate part of football. Meanwhile, football journalists have generally focused on the procedural side of the story. Most have emphasized that filing a complaint is a formal legal process available to national associations and should not automatically be interpreted as evidence that wrongdoing has been proven. So what happens next? The immediate expectation is that FIFA and, where applicable, CAF will continue following their established disciplinary and administrative procedures. Any review would involve examining official match reports, referee documentation, video evidence, and the relevant competition regulations before reaching conclusions. As of now, there has been no verified announcement indicating that previous match results will be altered because of Morocco's complaints. For Morocco itself, attention will also remain firmly on the pitch. The Atlas Lions continue to pursue success in international competitions while building on the momentum created by their recent achievements. With a talented squad and one of Africa's strongest football structures, Morocco remains one of the continent's leading contenders in upcoming tournaments. At the same time, every future refereeing decision involving Morocco is now likely to receive even greater scrutiny from supporters and media alike. That means pressure on officials will only continue to increase. For FIFA, the challenge extends beyond this single complaint. Football's governing body continues to face calls for greater transparency, surrounding VAR protocols, referee communication, and disciplinary decision-making. Supporters increasingly expect clear explanations, rather than silence, following controversial moments. Whether those expectations lead to future reforms remains to be seen. One thing is certain: football's biggest tournaments generate enormous emotion, and when controversial decisions occur, they rarely disappear after 90 minutes. Instead, they continue to shape conversations for months, and sometimes years. Morocco's latest official complaint is another reminder that modern football is no longer decided solely on the pitch. Legal procedures, governance, officiating standards, and institutional accountability have become just as important parts of the global game. As this situation develops, football fans around the world will be watching closely to see whether FIFA issues further responses, whether any recommendations emerge from the review process, and whether future tournaments introduce additional measures aimed at improving confidence in refereeing decisions. For now, the biggest takeaway is simple. Morocco has once again made its position clear through official channels, insisting that concerns over refereeing and competition integrity deserve formal examination. Whether or not those complaints ultimately lead to meaningful changes, they have already reignited one of football's biggest ongoing debates: how to ensure fairness at the highest level of the game. If you enjoyed today's football update, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss the latest football news from around the world. Thanks for watching Football Daily Dispatch, and we'll see you in the next update.